Okay, so for this edition of the 3 Games and I Thought podcast is the topic of MMOs. Here today I am again accompanied by Commander Shepard. And what?
Gale Higginbottom's 116.
That. Okay, so Commander Shepard is actually the MMO veteran, if I will.
Yes, I've wasted many a days behind my computer that I could have been spending with real people. So, first up on the docket list, I suppose we could cover, is one of those popular MMOs, World of Warcraft.
Wow.
Abbreviated WoW. Now,
well, I was just saying wow, but yes, it's also
it's also abbreviated WoW. Yes. Now, first up, we're going to cover the costs of WoW. A lot of people are exactly.
Well, it's
Gale Higginbottom's here.
Really, it's less. It's less cost. Like, are you talking about money wise?
Yes, money wise.
So
it costs a lot of money.
So pretty much, it's subscription versus free to play.
Yeah.
So. Wait, we didn't even tell like. Did we say all the games, or did you just say?
No, we're going to go piece by piece, as people can sit in and listen. So, stay tuned, folks. It's going to be a shocker. Covering free-to-play games such as League of Legends sucks.
It does not suck.
We'll cover this debate later.
That's a completely. It's not even one of the games. You guys. We have 3
free-to-play games tend to be less well-produced. But they also tend to be a lot more, cost-effective. World of Warcraft, they spend a lot of money on it. Some people say, "Oh, it looks so unrealistic. It's so unrealistic." What game could you ever play that is realistic? I mean, honestly, it's your best shot.
So we already went over this, but Call of Duty, I guess, is their best attempt.
Getting shot in the foot.
Yeah.
Yes.
Heart attacks.
Logically speaking, 6 shots to the foot should kill you.
To the big toe.
To the big toe.
Should not kill you.
Okay, back to WoW, guys. Back to WoW.
Wow.
So,
yes.
World of Warcraft.
What you said.
After we covered free-to-play versus paying, you have to cover the fact that they spend a lot of money producing it. They spend a lot of money maintaining it, and also they spend a lot of money making sure that you aren't harassed by assholes. That's a big export of money. You wouldn't think so, but it really is.
Yeah, it takes out
I'm not really harassed on free-to-play games usually, so...
Cool, I didn't ask you. So, yes, after we've moved on past the fact that World of Warcraft, yes, you do have to pay to play it. Definitely a thumbs down. Score 1 for free-to-play games.
Yeah.
Then we have to cover graphics. The graphics of WoW are fairly cartoonish. Who doesn't like cartoons?
I don't. I'm just kidding, I love cartoons.
Good.
Yes. Moving off of that touchy topic.
On the topic of cartoons.
It was definitely intended to look cartoony, so don't think that they just have bad graphics engines. It actually is meant to look like that.
Hey, I love Borderlands.
I know, I'm just saying.
Okay, not talking about Borderlands.
Okay, good. I love Borderlands. Yeah,
so
keep on topic, guys. Keep on topic.
I'm sure Gale Higginbottom's here will agree with me that the graphics for WoW aren't that bad if you have an appropriate computer.
No. But you could say that for most games.
Exactly.
But
WoW scores a 5 out of 10 whenever it comes to graphics.
I would actually say a little bit more because the cartoony graphics, I feel like since they tried for that style, and they did it. I feel they did it well. So I'd say it's probably 7 to 6.5.
Well, anyway,
if you have a good enough computer to run.
Yes.
And stuff.
I missed one critical part about the cost. It's now coming back to me. Those of you who are listening to this winter break, please, please, please go to Blizzard's website. Check out the store. You'll see something amazing. As you know, World of Warcraft has roughly 4 expansions. We have the base game itself, which doesn't count as an expansion, the Burning Crusades, Wrath of the Lich King, Cataclysm, and the soon-to-be-released Pandorium.
They would.
So, you can buy the Battle Chest. The Battle Chest contains a strategy guide for both the original core game and the Burning Crusades, as well as the games for both. $5 digitally purchasing.
Yeah, and then
That's
there's
your
a
account,
subscription.
and it comes with
But-
3 months of game.
Oh, really? 3 months for
listen,
$5?
Yeah, 3 months, the game and its first expansion for $5. Amazing.
Ooh,
Secondly,
I'm tempted.
you can also buy Wrath of the Lich King, a normally $40 expansion for $10. That's $30 off the price, people. And finally, Cataclysm, a $60 expansion, one that people dropped money on like hotcakes, apparently, because that's the only fast-selling item I can think of. $20.
Hot cake.
A third of the price. So please, if you want to, you can go and buy this entire set for $35 when it would normally cost you over $100. This winter only, ending at the end of December.
If you're into MMOs.
Moose. But anyway, yes, I highly recommend it. Now, moving on to the community. World of Warcraft is a community of assholes.
Yeah,
but they try to stop
They
that.
try to stop that, yes. You can actually filter your way out of having to listen to other people critique you. However, I, as a player, tend to stay away from PvE. I don't like to do PvE for one main reason. If you do things like, PvE in a non-standard sense. World of Warcraft has a system where you can either PvE, player versus environment, by soloing and doing quests in the normal world, doing instances in dungeons, which is with a full group, raids after you reach a higher level, which is like twice the size of a dungeon, and a lot more fun with a lot more players, about 25 per team that goes in. And you also have, for your final addition to the PvE, you can also go and just do nothing. A lot of people choose to do that. I count that as player versus environment. And then you have one mode of PvP. Well, two technically. If you join a PvP server, then you are allowed to play PvP anywhere, player versus player. You'll be fighting current players. Otherwise, you will not be allowed to attack other players on site unless you're in a PvP match, which is similar to an instance where you're taken away from the world and putting it into a little tiny box server and do the match, then you exit. I personally prefer soloing because whenever you are playing in PvP, it is extremely unbalanced. They're going to be balancing that out with Pandorium, so I recommend buying all of these, registering them, and waiting until Pandorium comes out, buying that, and then getting into that if that's your steez. You also have dungeons. Dungeons, everyone will try to critique what you do. Downside, obviously. Don't listen to them if you have a thick shell, that's just fine. You're going to do great, and everyone's going to respect you for it. Raids, no one cares. No one pays attention to what you do. Quite frankly, that's what it boils down to. This is all the base community. There are also a lot of good, nice players. Also, it's full of people who think they're better than you, so it depends on if you have a tough shell. World of Warcraft, not for the faint of heart. Moving on.
Wait, I have a question about that.
Okay.
So it's with PvP and PvE, can you switch it with account every time you log in?
No. Whenever you pick a server, your character goes on that server. You can create characters on as many servers as you want, as many characters as you want, so long as the names are available that you want.
That's one of the things I really just don't like. I would rather have it
switch servers every time you enter.
Yeah,
it's unfeasible. You can pay to switch servers like $5.
I really don't like that.
There's no games.
RuneScape.
There's no MMOs that you're going to find other than RuneScape that are going to allow you to change servers.
Yeah.
If you're gonna play
out
MMOs,
with one.
get used to it. Which one?
I think it's Firefall.
Maybe. I don't know. I haven't looked into Firefall too much.
I can't wait for Firefall.
Okay, guys. Back
to pre-existing.
After we get on to the subject of community, I'd rate it about a 1 out of 10. The community is great, but they're all assholes. Depends on what type of person you are. Now we're going to move on to the gameplay itself. A lot of people don't like World of Warcraft because of how easy it has become compared to some of the other MMOs we have.
I don't know. I had a really big problem when I played it. I think it was level 5 or 6, and it had me go straight to this encampment of a bunch of people and go into the mines on the other side of the place.
What race were you playing as?
Gnome.
That's why. That's another thing about World of Warcraft gameplay. As with all MMOs, don't expect to find an MMO that you're not required to do this. You have to grind, more so in some than others. World of Warcraft, you're expected to grind until that's how you gain levels, pretty much. And by grinding, I mean going out and just killing things. No real quest, no real anything. Yeah, seems tedious. But dungeons are a main source of XP once you get there.
If you could find one before level 10.
And
can't.
one of our
Exactly.
You have to be level 10 to enter PvP and level 15 to enter dungeons.
and one of
Because
our
before then, the equipment you get in dungeons is impossible to level
and
up.
one of our next subjects
Or games.
games, you know what I mean. Grinding is probably one of the worst things you can do
No.
if you want to grind.
If you want to get levels.
Yeah.
Just wait till we get there.
Trust
Wait till we get there.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just, we'll
I'm eager to hear your argument for
because
this.
I'll let you know in a little bit.
Okay.
I really wish I had some coffee right now.
So, after we get past that, World of Warcraft is mainly burnt up. They have some cool systems worked out. Nothing really special. It's on the downside. If you're looking for a game to get into, it wouldn't be WoW. If you're looking for a cheap game to get into, it would be WoW.
Well,
However, it's not going to have a
games.
large... Well, yeah, of course, but no one cares about those. You people who play free-to-play games, you are less than those of us that pay for our games.
Hey,
No,
I
it's
have no money.
It's how you feel about people who pirate anime.
No,
It's
No,
the exact
because
same.
they still have a way to make money off of that.
Yeah.
They don't have a way to... No, I'm saying they have
This is
ways
me
to-
glaring at you.
Why?
Because...
People don't... Nobody gets money when you pirate a game. Or pirate anime, or whatever.
Oh, really? Yeah, you're right. No one gets money whenever you pirate it. But don't have money. It's the same reason why you play free-to-play games.
Well, yeah, but
I-
at the same time, they still have a way set up in their distribution to make money.
Actually, I prefer Lord of the Rings Online to WoW. So,
We'll tackle that right now if you'd
No, this is... We haven't even got through all of these subtopics, okay, guys?
Alrighty then.
There's
Story. World of Warcraft does not have a good story. It's good for like the first 10 levels. No one likes to follow it that I can think of. I don't like following it, certainly because, well, it gets boring. You have to read everything. And by read, I mean read. They have large text that you won't understand the story if you don't read. And it's quite the waste of time to sit there and just read all of your quests all the way through.
Like all the
If
books
you
in
want-
Skyrim.
Exactly.
Hey, I read those books, dude.
Yeah.
You've picked up every book you've seen, read them all.
Not all of them.
Okay.
I've looked at a lot of them, though.
System requirements next. WoW has very low system requirements, contrary to what most people think. Most computers that I've seen have the capability to play WoW and handle it at least medium to medium-high graphics. Not that difficult. So then we have the environments, themes, etc. WoW is a great environment and great AI. There's nothing really to say for that. It's just very well produced and there's no real glitches in it. Now,
They tested it a good amount, I'm guessing.
oh yes, they did.
Okay.
Morality systems in the game. There's no real choices that you're faced with. If you're looking for games that provide choices, this isn't what you're looking for.
This
These
is
are
just
not the
you
droids you're
fighting
looking
bunnies. Yeah, this isn't you. This is you fighting bunnies for 8 to 10 hours in order to get that next level.
Hardly.
And by bunnies, I mean giant, mutant or whatever bunnies.
By bunnies, we mean demons.
And whatever else you
Demon
find them.
killer bunnies.
That breathe fire!
Ugh.
Let's continue. Is that all for the...
That is all topics covered
Okay.
for World of Warcraft.
So I guess next, because it's the next most known, because, one of us had to pick a game that was
Actually,
barely out.
May I please cover one small topic really quick?
Yeah.
Directly related to World of Warcraft. If you get on WoW, everyone will say, Rift is better. Rift is not better. It's a cheaper alternative.
I don't know. I
I would prefer Rift.
It's way cheaper. That's the issue. Cheaper production.
I also
Yeah.
I like the class system a lot better.
Yeah, that's like the only reason why I would too.
That and the gameplay with when you hit rifts that open and everyone starts running towards them, it gives you a very good sense of community.
Yeah, it would get more. It would get more points definitely on probably community and in reinforcing the community than WoW.
And almost no one on Rift is an asshole.
Which is we don't know that. None of us have played that much.
tell you. I know from personal experience the people who play Rift are the people who were such big pricks in WoW that they thought they were better than WoW and moved to Rift. That is the community in Rift. I don't know how many people you've talked to in Rift and gotten to talk to.
Yeah,
I haven't talked to anybody
Exactly.
in Rift. I've just played a little bit.
It has a nice community system because you don't have to listen to everyone.
Yeah, that's probably it.
Okay, guys, come on, back to topics.
Well, that was
Yeah,
mainly-
that was community, but
There's one
kinda
thing that
dissing on
angers
WoW.
me about
Again.
these other sub games. EVE Online.
God, Matt's not here.
I have a very decent computer that is
I don't even want to know.
great for running MMOs. Problem with it, downloaded EVE Online, got into the main screen, couldn't play it.
Yeah,
Really mad at EVE Online because of their system requirements. Can't judge them properly because I've never played it.
every time we bring up something that you can relate to Eve, you're just gonna do it.
Yeah,
Because yesterday we kind of just tangented onto Eve.
God.
I hate Eve. Okay, so the next one we're gonna talk about is Lord of the Rings Online.
Yeah.
Because
Hatred.
I don't know why did you.
I loved the theme. I love Lord of the Rings. Amazing. They really didn't do it much justice. Sure, it's okay. But I think if they'd have made it a pay-to-play game, I know, Jay, this is like a dirty word to you.
It is a very dirty word.
Subscription?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Dirty.
I'm
very dirty.
I don't know. I've been listening to some guys who said that most people aren't gonna like subscription-based MMOs are now gonna be in decline, as a style.
Because people.
So what didn't you like about it?
I didn't like the production value. They could, if they made it pay to play, they could have devoted much more funds towards the story writing. For one,
Okay, how far did you actually get in the story, though?
I only got to like level 20 and finished the prologue section. That's all I really needed to know. That the story in that section sucked.
Wait, you actually got to level 20?
Yes.
Wait, before the wait.
It's horrible.
I'm confused. You can get to level 20 before the pro.
No, after.
Oh, okay, good.
Clear
Good.
it.
Okay, then good.
That's all I really needed to know. To know that the story wasn't going to be that great. It wasn't very. I know this isn't what the right topic is for MMOs, but it wasn't very canon. So I didn't like that.
That's definitely not something you'd be judging.
I know. I do judge games on that though. Whenever it's based off of a series. For example, if they were to make something based on X-Men for an MMO, we would judge it based on canon as well. Star Wars.
Okay,
how canon is the storyline.
See, this is something I do that
Big
that
issue.
I'm guessing a lot of people I don't know. I just don't know a lot of people that can do it. But I can completely detach. What's the word?
Detach.
Detach. Thank you,
You're welcome.
Commander Shepard. Detach games, books, movies away from each other, being completely different budget and needing a budget and a bunch of other stuff that they have to put in for, like, say, a game. Like, they need a bunch of different places to put money than someone to write the story or to incorporate all the story elements into a game.
Okay, now actually think about the storyline. The storyline wasn't, I'm gonna go help the Fellowship out. It's, wow, we have the Witch King invading from the west. Maybe we should go deal with this. So it wasn't more on the movie or book storyline. It was more its own storyline that was,
set a little bit to the left.
Yeah.
Okay.
Now
well,
it's
also
just
when
as
we analyze
important,
this,
but not,
think about this in the terms of, I know this is completely off topic, but trust me, if you don't interrupt me, it's going to come right back around to this topic. Okay, and it's going to convince you that, of my point. Think about it in terms of D&D. Whenever you're reading about a race's general tendencies, if someone deviates from those tendencies, they're not following what the book has established as what that race is. That's like saying, oh, humans get a bonus feat at first level. You know what? No, I'm just deciding not to do that. They get no bonus feats, no bonus skills, and no general qualities. Or saying that, for example, a lawful good paladin would tolerate a chaotic evil sorcerer in the party. It's completely impossible. It does not go with the base system of the game.
Well, it really
for that very purpose, why would Strider break into a prison to break out a random mercenary who he has no knowledge of.
He's actually not there for the mercenary.
Yes, he
No,
was not
he's
there
not.
for the mercenary, but he goes directly. Look at the map.
Yeah.
You're over on the right-hand side. Hobbit, over there. Strider just goes like a wall in your path to find this Hobbit.
You actually don't know what happened. He could have just snuck into the wrong place, which is highly possible. He is not
See the
God.
other cells with people in them that he did not bother breaking out? What makes you special? It does not. It
I am
defies
The planeswalker. He can sense the planeswalker spark within you.
Oh.
Okay, but you see my point. There are things that are just not likely to happen.
Just because they're not likely to happen doesn't mean there is no possible chance of them not happening.
I know, but that's where the same. It's possible that I could go outside right now, clouds could fill this clear blue sky, and then strike me down where I stand,
Yeah.
and Thor descend upon, like...
You know it's overcast, right?
Yeah, I know.
I'm just
Descend on
saying,
a six-legged horse to stab me with his father's spear. I mean, that's completely
it's
possible,
completely possible. It's
but
just
it's not probable.
No, we're not bordering on the probable or possible. I mean,
Possible.
it's also not possible for you to get hit by a troll, fly 30 feet up in the air, land, and be perfectly fine. It's probable, but not personally possible.
Wait, it's probable that if you get hit by a troll, go 30 feet up in the air and land, you're not going to die?
That's exact. I've done
It's
it
probable?
multiple times
in the game.
in the game.
Some things just don't make sense. Some
And
things
other
are
times
just
they're
kind
I'm just kind
of.
of a stickler for the fine details of the storyline, basically.
Okay.
I don't know. I don't remember it so well. Does he like look around or something or what?
I don't remember. I haven't played
Does
the
he
beginning
say
in so
anything?
long.
I know, right?
Seriously.
Okay, so
Anyway,
Back to Lord of the Rings.
yeah, back to Lord of the Rings. Okay, what other topics do we have?
Okay, we have
Gameplay. Okay, so the gameplay. If you like having lots of different skills, Lord of the Rings is the game for you. I am a level 30 champion, which is basically a berserker, and I have 3 to 4 skill bars filled up. Each class, or almost every class, has their own special. What's the word I'm looking for?
ability.
No, thing that they have to do to get their better abilities.
Thing is the word you were looking for.
Shut up, Brenda Trevor. Okay, so your mage, one of your mage classes, you can either do healing or damage. The more healing you do, the less damage your damaging spells do, until you fill the healing bar up, and then you can do no more damage. But the more damage you do, you can't do more healing.
They kind of try to balance your output out.
Each one has their own special thing they can do.
Yeah.
So, gameplay's cool.
That's a nice thing about it is that they
Also,
try balancing.
You don't have to go into parties if you don't want to.
That
It's
is
true for any MMO, though. You can
No.
solo all of them.
No. D&D Online,
Okay, I'm not talking about turbine games. Turbine games are horrible.
Lord of the Rings is a turbine
I
game.
know. My judgment stands. We've been over this.
Yeah. Oh, dude, there's
I played
a free to play game that you probably won't like at all.
Throw a name at me. I'll try it out.
Spiral Knights. You have to. They force you into parties.
Okay, I'm gonna check it.
Every dungeon.
There's actually another one.
One of the things they did was with your default settings, you have it to where people can hear you basically when you're out at parties. They don't tell you until you're in a party that you're forced into a party. Every game. And I had music blaring, and everyone could hear it, and people got pissed at me because I didn't know they forced me into this kind of game, or this kind of gameplay.
And actually, I played, if you play Warhammer Online, the second section,
Free to play?
until it's
Pay to
like
play.
a trial.
Oh, pay to play.
Yeah.
Cool. I might actually get into it.
Yeah, it's actually pretty good. You would probably like it. Okay, it's not 40k, it's just the original Warhammer.
Mm-hmm.
Still really cool though.
Sure.
Okay, anyways,
Would be
Warhammer
super
Online.
Warhammer 40k.
They're actually making one. Dark Millennia. Fucking sweet. No, it's gonna be revolutionary. they're making it so nowhere is safe. You know how usually in towns, you can
Okay,
be
I
like,
disagree with that.
no,
Well, actually,
just
it
think about
seems
it.
true for WoW in a sense, because I've had like level 85s fly into the capital city and just like own my face.
You
No,
know,
no,
that-
think
that-
I'll have,
about
like,
it.
level
Yeah,
20.
Think about it.
That'd be
Because in the Warhammer universe, there is only war. Okay,
Yeah.
that's literally their motto.
You know, if we're moving on to Star Games, you better finish this up
Oh
so
yeah,
I can
sorry. Anyway,
refute
okay.
it with the...
wait. Another thing
Yeah.
is that's one of the problems I've always had with just general PvP servers. Like there's no like the nowhere safe thing. Usually because I first of all don't like the fact that when I'm going through a mission, someone can just like someone 20 levels higher than me and can just come by and kill me in like
Okay.
3 hits.
Let's
me
get back
cover
to
this.
that. Wait. Can we get back
really
to that?
quick. 10 seconds.
Yeah.
Okay.
Go.
It's in the name. Massive, multiplayer, online. Multiplayer. You're going to encounter people significantly stronger than you. If you're playing on a PvP server, cool, you chose to have your character open to be attacked. If you fly into a PvP server, someone hits you, and they start camping your body, so you can't spawn, you know what you do? Since it's a multiplayer game, you're expected to be able to make friends. Call in one of your level
You
85s in WoW or
expect to
something.
make friends.
No, you're expected to have people that play with you. You need people.
That's another thing that you can argue is a terrible thing in like games that you need someone to.
You don't
be there
need
with
someone
you.
to, but if you don't...
Well, no. If you don't want to
you can
basically
escape having your body camped, it's just going to cost you like 5 gold. That's the issue. But to have your gear repaired.
Okay, so can we get back to Lord of the Rings?
It's just profitable to have friends.
Well, this is just general
Yeah, I know, I'm just
game
saying.
stuff, so we can just throw it in here.
Alright, anyway.
But yeah, no, that I know, but that's why I would like to be able to turn on and off my PvP.
Which you can do in Lord of the Rings Online.
Same thing with WoW. You just flag yourself for PvP and only.
Okay, that's something I wanted to know because that's what I was saying about having be able to switch a server from PvP to PvE.
Another thing, games that involve factions like WoW, or Star Wars: The Old Republic for this matter, because this is also a similar based system, is you flag yourself for PvP. On a PvP server, you're always flagged for PvP and you can't turn it off. On a non-PvP server, you can flag yourself for it, and whenever someone selects you, there's a big emblem on it of your faction, and they're like, oh, different faction, they can come attack you, and then they're instantaneously flagged for PvP until combat ends. So you can switch before PvP like you were saying. I thought you meant switch servers.
Well, yeah, because you were saying there's only PvP and PvE servers.
No, those are the two types of servers.
I know. I thought you were saying that's the only way PvP is
God,
initiated.
no.
Alright, so...
Initiated numerous ways.
Okay, good.
But like Lord of the Rings, they have this entire area that's just for PvP. You can go in there whatever level you want. But everyone, like the enemies, which are played by other players, but they're like orcs and spiders and all that good stuff, they start at level 65. And although they're generally weaker than the equivalent level character, trust me, I know I've played versus or PvP as the enemy. And the enemy dies a lot.
See, there's also a glitch with that I found.
You've done versus?
Ben, our friend,
Yeah.
yes, Goals. He signed on and created an account.
On Lord of the Rings?
Yes. Before he even started a character, paid no money, logged in, Versus was open to him with all functions.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's glitched that way.
No. Versus is always open.
No, as monster play. You have to buy monster play.
Yes. Wait, it was open for him like
Yeah,
that?
it was just open.
What?
Yeah.
Wow.
Glitches like that happened.
I am jealous.
I've logged in and had my character just like take 2 steps and die. No reason. Inside a building. In town. I'm saying Lord of the Rings is buggy because there's no pay to play.
Because it's
People
harder
pay for points, but it's not enough to fund that good of a server.
Yeah, like
I've never
like
had
to
any
get
of that
the-
stuff happen to me.
to get the like really that's just more testing. Like someone would have to pay for the testing. But
Yeah,
yeah,
I've
that's
literally
another thing you
never
need the
had
money
that happen to
for is the testing.
Moving on.
Yeah. Anyway,
Yes.
what are the topics? Community. Okay. The community on Lord of the Rings, for me anyway, is amazing. I have never everyone's helpful when I actually talk to them, which is hardly ever. I've seen bard battles in the middle of town, which is just like 2 people going at it with music. Seriously. I had 2 columns lining the road of bards, and it was hilarious. Someone was playing Mortal Kombat. Yeah. Freaking awesome. Anyway, And they're all friendly battles. They're both in the same guild.
That's definitely a +1 for community just for Mortal Kombat theme.
I don't know. +1 to that one character.
No.
Meet that guy.
Yeah.
But you can literally. I've done like. Once you hit level 20, you're open to like skirmishes, instances. That way, everyone's almost kind of the same level when they hit, skirmishes and instances. They give you 2 free skirmishes, and then you have to buy the rest.
With in-game money.
Yeah,
No, money.
With actual money.
Oh, okay. Okay, that's what you need to specify.
Yeah. But those 2 skirmishes have, I don't know about unlimited, but you can replay them a lot. I know I replayed each one about 10 times.
Mm.
And they level you fast because you're killing like 300 enemies per instances. Anyway, but everyone, like most people, are really helpful. Most people, yeah.
Yeah. Most
Anyway,
people. You can't say everyone's helpful.
No.
Because that's definitely not true.
In
any game.
Oh yeah, back to your subject on grinding.
No. Continue with Lord of the Rings. Finish up the topic.
And then you're gonna do it after we finish Lord of the Rings. Okay. That's So
yeah, that's pretty much all on community. Story, we've already done story. We've done gameplay.
Environment.
Definitely covered payment enough.
Yeah, we're probably just gonna continue on that.
Accessibility.
Like all podcasts.
Super accessible. Oh well, maybe not super accessible. Most computers can run it.
Of all computers can run it.
Yeah, the requirements for playing the game is very, very.
If you
easy
have
to
high speed internet, you can definitely
Yeah.
play it if you wanted to.
Yeah,
which I do.
and then like, as long you can turn the graphics down to like very low, which doesn't.
It takes away all of the like different features around.
It takes away the non-essential features.
The hub type stuff.
Yeah. So I mean, most of those aren't really essential.
What?
Let's see what else is there. Theme. Well,
theme, environment, genre.
Okay, so the genre is obviously fantasy. It's Lord of the Rings kind of loud. Jeez.
Lord of the Rings. You should know what Lord of the Rings is by now if you even watched this.
Okay, there is no morality system. You are there to do good.
You are the good guys to basically.
There's no morality system ever. There's no choices. That's what I mean.
Yeah, there's no. There's no actual choices.
Yeah.
Which is something that actually Star Wars touches on because we're doing.
Indeed, that's
one of the reasons why we put that on there.
Topic. Nope. Environment. Well, the environment is like you get multiple environments. You have the land of Bree, which is pretty much the land of men.
Like the environments themselves, not just like the story setting.
Well, no, what I'm saying is like the land of Bree. You have the rolling plains and.
Well, yes, of course.
Like the haunted forest.
One of the things I wanted to topic is like, do they change environments well? And,
yes, yeah, they do.
Like the different types of stuff.
Like the one of the environments is it's a forest, but it goes from plains, and then when you're coming to a forest because you can see a couple trees here and a couple trees there, and like.
And closer you get, the more trees
yes,
there are.
and like you can see like the roots of the trees and all that wonderful stuff.
Kind of a glitch in a sense.
No, I mean not like under the ground, but like actual roots that come out of the ground.
And like the tree, the trees showed more detail.
Yeah.
I thought you meant like the horizon thing where you can see like one tree come up and then as you come closer they start to get filled in more and more.
No, it just. Yeah,
I've seen that happen too.
Yeah, I think that's just.
That's all Lord of the Rings stuff.
There was something on. Grinding.
The grinding.
Really quick, grinding. Okay. So I played Lord of the Rings for about a month. Got to level 30. It took me a month. Okay. In 2 days, my brother, who started the character, was level 22 2 days. Because when I was out there grinding, he was doing missions. Those missions give you a crap load more XP than doing the actual grinding. So this is, Lord of the Rings is one game you don't really want to grind. You want to spend more time on missions.
But the
missions are grinding.
No, wait.
Go out, kill X amount of this creature. Go out, collect this item that is on this creature's body. Go out, collect this item that's in this dangerous forest.
No.
You're going to kill a ton of creatures along the way for that purpose.
The difference is in grinding, you're basing your XP gain per minute, hour, whatever, is judged by how many creatures you're killing, what creatures give you. While these quests, while they are still kind of grinding because you're killing creatures, go collecting items, whatever. The end of the mission is where it gives you the bulk of your experience per hour. Whereas World of Warcraft, I had that problem, where I couldn't finish the mission because the difficulty curve was too awkward.
Yeah, you're expected to, like, for example, if it says level 1, if you start out playing as a Blood Elf on the Horde side, Horde versus Alliance, you're going to go kill 6 mana worms.
Yeah.
You go kill 6 mana worms, you look at your XP bar, I'm only 2 bars away, let's go kill 1 or 2 more. Since you're low level, 1 or 2 more mana, one more mana worm, boom, leveled up. Go on back. You'll have enough material to go sell to get a very small amount of, copper. You go turn in requests, get a little bit of XP, then you'll go kill more things, and you'll just keep ever growing up. I think what you did is you might not have collected all the quests. Because it's not like, here's the main quest and everything attached to it. It's, here's the main quest, and then little exclamation points all over the map.
Well, no, I talked to everyone trying to find any available quests, and I didn't find any. That's why I didn't know what to do after that.
If you look on your mini map, it's a big.
That's what I know. Exactly. I didn't see any of those either. So basically, by the 10th try, I just gave up and went to one of these marketplaces things, and was just like, whatever. I'll just walk around here and see if I can get any quests or skills or secondary things.
I'll have to show you some cool stuff then that'll actually help you play. It's nice to have someone introduce you to a game. Now, after you touched on grinding and we had our difference of opinions, I'm going to touch on one final topic, and then my 2 cents are in. New game coming out on the 20th of this month. That is about, 4 days away from today. Pretty close. Star Wars: The Old Republic. Don't confuse it for Star Wars: Knights of the Old Republic, the original Xbox game. Everyone wants it. It's $60 to start with and has about the same cost as World of Warcraft.
It does have the same cost.
Yeah, but where World of Warcraft is on the down curve, Star Wars is on the up curve.
Because
800,000 players left WoW the time they figured out that the beta for Star Wars was coming up.
Yeah,
the dates corresponded.
Yeah, well, I still can't pay for that.
Yeah, so.
Well,
it's a system to weed out people who don't want to play. If you want it bad enough, you'll find a way to do it.
Well, no, I just don't have any way to get money, at all.
No. Anyway, Star Wars is amazing. Based on concept for one. Who doesn't like Star Wars?
And who made it?
BioWare.
Then yeah, that's another reason.
That's another very good reason. They contributed to it.
Yeah, that's definitely why I wanted it. And
the EA games had a small part in it. Yeah. But anyway, continuing.
I don't like EA.
Well, you have to give respect to Electronic Arts for their ability to make action games.
Mm-hmm.
And to tell you the truth, BioWare lacked in action.
Yeah,
exceeded in story.
I just still can't. I can't get over it.
Okay, gameplay. I went over gameplay in World of Warcraft, and I was pretty easy on it. Star Wars, there's nothing negative I could ever possibly say about it other than talking.
The morality choice.
No, if you get quests, there's a conversation. If you've ever played a Dragon Age game, a Mass Effect game, Star Wars: Knights of the Old Republic, how they would speak, and there was a subtitle on the bottom of the screen, and then you would proceed to be given a choice. You have to listen to the entire conversation to get it. You could press a skip button to skip past the sections, but you have to enter and finish the conversation. You can't just click quest accept, like a lot of other MMOs are going to require you to do to be more time efficient. but there is no general synopsis of it until you go into your quest log. The downside is just that. It takes a lot of time to receive all of your quests.
Oh no,
But
it
the
might.
storyline that accompanies it is fantastic and better than any console game that I've ever played in my
But-
life.
The main question for this excess of dialogue would be: does it add to the story?
Oh,
Does
yes.
Then
All of it
then
adds
I
to
would
the
still
story.
say it is a neutral.
Oh, it's not neutral.
Okay.
It's exceeding.
Okay, good. Then, no,
Far
I'm
exceeding.
saying because you're saying the downfall of it was that talking
Oh, yes.
bit.
No, a lot of people are going to have problems with it, and that's why I felt the need to say it.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is, in a general sense, it's better for the game because of this ambiance type
Yes.
stuff.
Also, graphics. Wow. That's all I can say. Not
World of
WoW as in World of
Warcraft.
Warcraft, but WoW as in, oh my god. This is better than 90% of the Xbox 360 games that I own. Whenever you turn the graphics on high, it's going to get a little bit glitchy if your computer isn't good enough for it, which mine isn't. But also, if you turn all of them down on low, even a poorly built computer, not jilted towards MMOs, is going to excel at preventing lag, and your character is still going to look better than all of the previously stated MMOs 10 times over.
Combined.
Yeah,
Type over.
it's amazing. The graphics are fantastic. There's nothing wrong with the system. Except for, of course, the glitches that are going to come out whenever it first comes out. Wait a month or two, then buy it if you're such a stickler about it.
I don't.
Community. The community has yet to develop because we've only had like 4 beta weekends. However, I will say that a lot of people have expressed interest in it because on these beta weekends, all 40 servers were full.
Yeah.
You
every
could not
time.
get in. You had to wait hours at a time just to get in to open one of your characters.
Yeah.
It was, everyone wanted in on this, and I couldn't find a single person who was extremely rude, so, you know.
I'm kind of sad I couldn't add my MMO, I couldn't do that because I just didn't think about it, and I also like this entire podcast I've been just kind of blurting random stuff and keeping on track. I wasn't able to actually give an MMO that I knew a lot about.
Yeah, Terraria doesn't count.
No, not Terraria.
Anything that involves mining doesn't count.
No, the only MMO I have a pretty good grasp on is DC Universe.
Yeah, DC Universe.
I have that
is
sitting on my
cool.
desktop in my house waiting to get played. So
You have it on your desktop?
Yeah.
On your desktop. Okay.
Yeah.
I was worried you actually bought it.
no. And then we also have the storyline of Star Wars. Oh my god. Canon for the Old Republic setting, which occurs in comics and the like.
Yeah.
Canon as in they don't exaggerate your character's role,
Which is good.
which is very good.
Yeah.
I like it whenever a game is realistic as to what your character's place in, not, by some this incredible stroke of luck something happened that would never happen.
You know what I usually like?
anyone but you.
White Knight.
White Knight one?
White Knight Chronicles. Jacob
check it
has
out.
it.
No,
Yeah.
no.
You are no one. You are a nobody.
Basically,
you're
just
the sidekick.
no. You're not even a sidekick.
Nah.
I'll
You're
check
not a
that out.
sidekick. You're the other people. The other 2 people. There's 3 people in the main party. Basically, the other 2 people talk to each other and do a bunch of story stuff while you're sitting in the background just standing there.
Mm-hmm.
That's where it becomes stupid.
No, and the main character, you're cool. You're cool, but the main character is beast,
Yeah, I know, but
and you're not the main character.
But my problem is that they didn't even incorporate your character into the story basically at all.
I think this is the second one that's cool.
Which is the issue.
that would be nice.
Your character's a big part of the story, which we'll get to later.
And doesn't an exaggerated.
Yeah, and it doesn't do so in an exaggerated manner, which is perfect. Perfect balance,
But yeah,
equilibrium.
I saw the beard playing it, and he was kind of just a student, a student.
No, yeah, you start off sucking. Obviously,
Yeah.
they're not
Yeah.
gonna say you're level 1 and you're an awesome person. No,
Not like Lord of the Rings Online, where you're
an awesome person.
apparently the most special and has the Planeswalker Spark.
Okay, so accessibility, pretty accessible, very accessible to most computers. However, you are going to have to adjust your graphics accordingly, but it's not going to suck in graphics times. Anyways, it doesn't really matter.
Oh yeah, one of the key glitches I've seen is the stairs.
Yeah, it's also still in beta.
Yeah, which is
You really have to take that into account.
But did
All of this
did they
information
ever
is
fix
devised
it
off of
by the end?
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
good.
I was in the last beta
Good.
weekend, and they fixed it
Good.
definitely.
I didn't see.
Earlier end.
Yeah, I didn't see. I don't think Jacob played during the last. He played.
No.
Okay, I think we need to be wrapping up, guys.
Yes. Also, free to play. Covered it. You don't need to know. Free to play sucks. This game's awesome.
Shut up.
It's superior.
It is. I still think free to play is good. It's just people need to apparently buy more stuff to make so they can make more money.
This is a thing that sets Star Wars: The Old Republic aside of all MMOs. You have an effect on the universe, and by that I don't mean
Finally.
cool. You do something and then it just resets. I mean,
Yeah.
you have story zones. You have little tiny little green walls in between certain doors and certain buildings that are story zones that you get directed towards. So red whenever you can or green whenever you can. You go through it. It sends you to a little tiny little parallel, parallel universe of a room, and then you do your tiny little encounter, which is like a storyline encounter, which changes what happens, and then you leave. So you're not going to be fighting over a boss. You enter an area, boom.
I hate when that happens.
Well, fighting over a boss is going to happen in dungeons and everything, but I mean, whenever you
I know, I'm just saying.
are doing storyline things, you don't have to worry about quest givers getting mobbed by other players, because whenever you enter an area, that's where you're at. You're doing your quest, and there's a cutscene for you, full of different types of options that cause different things to happen accordingly. And you also have a companion and your own starship at a certain point in the game.
Yeah. At level 10, I think.
Yeah, level 10, about level 10, you get your companion.
Yeah.
If you're a Jedi or Sith, you gain your lightsaber at level 10 with the companion.
Oh, nice.
And at about level 15 to 20, you'll gain your starship. And then you're allowed interstellar travel. And that's where the game opens up. However, you really, really, really have to have time to play this game. You can't play it offhandedly. And by offhandedly, I mean 10 minutes, quit, 10 minutes, quit, 10 minutes, quit. You have to sit down and play for a few hours at a time. It'll envelop you if you choose not to.
One of the things that I usually do with the game is I'll sit for maybe a day or so and play 5 hours out of the week. One day out of the week. I can take myself away from everything I do.
Yeah.
But yeah, so is that all?
That's
Oh yeah,
all.
one of the things I'm really waiting to see in fall is Firefall, because it seems like it's gonna be it is the budget of a subscription game,
but it's
free to play, and it has all of these great features to it too.
Everyone gets jetpacks.
People, a few of the things that you're talking about with Star Wars, they also do in Firefall, I think.
Do they have I don't think they have morality.
I don't know about the morality. I'm talking about the other stuff.
Because the entire world's getting taken over by bugs.
Oh yeah,
and you have to stop them.
it has the what was it? It's not the moral choice. It's the you have an effect on the world, on the overarch of the world. So I guess that's it for today on the 3 games.
Yeah.
You have anything to say?
Yes, I do. I'm Commander Shepard, and this is my favorite podcast on the Citadel.